Next, I'll paint in the most distant background trees. With my spray bottle of water, I'm going to saturate everything below the base of the trees, essentially the beach water area. And with some cobalt green and blue, I'll start working in a sawtooth pattern. I want to alternate these colors so that I don't get a boring solid green row of trees. You can see that I'm letting some of these tree colors run down into the saturated reflection area below. These paints dry quickly, so I need to keep my brush moving so that I can blend one color to the next. Then I'll try and mimic the tree colors in their reflection area below. Now, before my sawtooth trees have dried, I'll begin pulling some tree trunks with my rigger brush. I'll pull the trunk up, then smash in some branches. I use the word smash because I'm not pulling the branches. I want a wild look. Often, I'll dab off some of the pigment with a tissue. You can see that the new trees blend into the areas that are still wet. This is good. As the sawtooth trees dry, the new trees will progressively blend less, appearing sharper and with more detail. This implies dimension and depth. You can see that I vary the colors on these new trees just like I did with the sawtooth trees underneath them. These background trees ended up getting a little darker in value than I had intended. So with a wet tissue in one hand and a dry one in the other, I'm going to dab up some of the pigment. Once I get them lightened up a bit, I'll give them a good dry. I'll move on to what I'll call the midground trees. And just like with the background trees, I'll saturate everything below the tree bases with water. This time, I'll pick up some ultramarine green and blue for my sawtooth tree pattern. I'll vary between the two colors and try to mimic them in the reflection below. I'm going to re-wet the left edge of my colors as the paper is dried too much. I don't want hard edges to form here. Wet paper keeps edges soft. And just like last time, before the sawtooth trees have dried, I'll begin pulling in new tree shapes with my rigger brush.